Right. Hey, everyone. This is Darcy, having some coffee in Colorado. We're out skiing. So we're going to I'm joining you via Zoom for your 90-day game plan. So you just went through the greatest conference. You're all excited, but if you don't know where you're going to go from this day forward, nothing's going to change. So we're going to go through 3 pages. You've all been handed out 3 pages, and we're on page 1, the 90-day game plan. And the first thing it says is my ultimate SMART goal. Okay, great. You know what that is: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely goal. Write that in there. What do you want to achieve? And then the second thing, what is this going to do for you? What is the benefit to you achieving this goal? Why do you want to have this goal? There's your why. All right. So we all know those 2 things. We're going to just move on. This is where you're at today. You were born, you've gone through life. Right here, you're at the X factor in your life. You're wanting to go to your Y, which is your true potential. So what is your present state? That's what you write in this box. Be honest. What is your exact associate position? What's your monthly pay? The number of recruits per month, sales personally, sales organizationally, and number of active legs. So think about like Subway, active legs. Subway started with 1 location, and then they opened a second leg. So you are a business and you have a distribution company that's moving legal and identity theft products out into the marketplace via all kinds of paths. You can go small business, you can go with a group, you can do a little bit of both, you can do personal sales, you can do team building, lots of options. So in those options, for me, for instance, I opened a business and I opened my first store, and then I wanted more. I thought, I'm going to expand. So I opened a second store and a third store and a 4th store and a 5th store. And I grew this big, huge chain. Well, this is exactly the same business. So you have to think like that and say to yourself, what do I want? Do I want a business in my hometown? Do I want a business in my town of my parents? Do I want to visit some friends and set up a business there? And then that would be you're recruiting somebody. The business you set up, we don't have a hard, like Subway. We don't have to rent someplace, but we need to find a leader that you can train and coach and can cover that town. And then they find leaders to cover that town even more, so that everyone in the town is hearing about how to be financially free with this opportunity, or how to be protected with the legal and identity theft. So you need to know, what are your number of active legs or stores? You can think of it that way, that you have open, and where do you want to go? So go to your true potential. Now let's go to why. What do you want to be? What is your potential? Potential is everything you can do, but you haven't done it yet. Potential is everything you can become, but you haven't become it yet. So what can you become and do and have? What is your ultimate? So that position, what do you want to be? Maybe you're a senior associate. You want to be a senior manager or senior director. Maybe you want to be an executive director. Maybe you want to be a platinum. So what is it for you? This is all about you. This is your potential, what you want. What is the monthly pay, recruit, sales organizationally, and the number of active legs. And if you want to be a platinum, you're going to have 4 active legs. It's 4 actually executive director legs. So put all those things in your potential. Now let's move down. How do you break out of X? So you're in X. Maybe you've been there for 4 years. Maybe you've been there for longer. Maybe you're just starting. But in order to break out of X and get yourself to a higher position, you have to increase your awareness. Fill in that first blank, awareness. All right. And how do you get, that means you need to know your strengths, your weaknesses, what you're good at. You need to pair up with people that are better at certain skill sets than you are. You have to think strategically. So that's what you need to do. Become aware of do you talk too much? Do you not listen well? Do you hit the hot buttons? Do you have too long of a meeting? Are people responding to you? Are people staying in your business? Are you coaching effectively? Those are the questions. That's all about awareness. So that I could go on for that for an hour. All right. The next thing is get uncomfortable. How do you break out of X into Y? Increase your awareness, get uncomfortable. All right. That means get comfortable being uncomfortable, which means do things you're not doing right now, because to have more, you need to become more. To become more, you're going to do different things that you haven't done before. So get uncomfortable. And the third one is create a new normal. We're not trying to I'm going to do this for 2 weeks. No, we're not. That's not what your thinking needs to be. I'm going to become who I am created to become, my true potential. So I'm going to start doing things that are better than what I'm doing now. I'm going to think differently. I'm going to think at a higher potential. I'm going to have activities that are at a higher potential, and that's going to create a new normal, meaning you're going to normally do new things that is normal. So right now you're not doing them. So in order to get into your why potential, you have to do things you've never done, which eventually become things you're always doing. And those are the success habits that will take you to the next level. All right, so the next page, let's go on to the next page. And at the top, we have the way we think, feel, and choose, our TFC, is going to determine our actions, which is going to determine our results. So we don't want to look at results. We don't really even want to look at actions. We want to go backwards. We want to go, what am I thinking when I was most prosperous and productive in this business? What are your highs? You become aware. This is awareness. This is all about awareness. What is the best part of your business that you love the most, that you're most productive, your highest success period of your business? And what were you thinking? When you were you thinking, I can do this. I am gonna be the best out there. I'm gonna recruit the best people. They're gonna want to be on my team. I'm gonna serve them well. I'm gonna help them succeed. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What were you choosing? What were the habits you were choosing? Were you getting up early? Were you eating better? Were you exercising? Were you making X number of calls on a daily basis? So those are the things. What were you doing in your highs? Then, yes, we have to look at this. What were your lows? Look at your worst, most unprosperous part of your business. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What were you choosing? Because those things determine your actions and your results. All right. So you can't have miracle. You can't have a miracle mansion, like everybody wants mansion sized miracles, but they have porta potty principles. All right. So you have to get your principles, and awareness is the first step. What are your principles in the highs and the lows? What is your character, daily habits? What is your thinking, choosing, feeling, choosing in those parts of your business? All right. So then you take all that information and you bring it down here. If you want your X right now, your X, thinking, choosing, feeling, attitudes, all of that stuff, the associations you have, they're pressing into your brain. You're having conversations with people that are going into your subconscious. So right now, maybe you have a stinking thinking because you're on the phone. Did you hear about this? This happened to me. I can't believe this. And you're like, focus, I've done everything wrong. Let me just tell you, Legal Shield's not perfect, and neither are you. All right. And so when you go into a marriage, for instance, I call it the 90-10. 10% of things you're not going to like about your spouse. No, not really going to irritate you, things like that. So what the key is to a successful marriage is to focus on the 90% that's good. What is good? And write it down and put it up on a new sheet. Maybe you need a whole new way of looking at your business. What is good and right and excellent and praiseworthy about your business, about Legal Shield, about the product, about the people, and associate with the people that are congruent with your belief systems so that you thrive there, and ignore the rest. They're not your business. Your business is to be about God's business, and his business is to make you a blessing out there in the marketplace. So bad habits, you need to know them. You need to ask where they come from and go back up to the top about what was I thinking, what was I feeling, what was I choosing that determine this habit. And that's an old thing that we're trying to get rid of, making a new normal on this side where you're putting in all the right environment, all the right conversations, all the right friends, associate partners. You're talking the right conversations with people about what is good and right and excellent and praiseworthy. And that is all going to press into your subconscious and going to turn that X factor into a Y, which is going to hit your potential. Okay. So you need to do these things. Do not skip any of these steps. And then the final one is the simple, once you've got all that, then you're going to put a plan of action in. What is your ultimate goal in the next 90 days? So that's great. Woo, woo. Next 90 days, I want to be X. I want to achieve this. Well, that's great. Don't stop there, because you have to go backwards now. If that's what you want in 90 days, what do you want per month? What are you going to do per week? What are you going to do per day? Break it down, break it down, break it down until you have accountability for yourself and what you're going to do. So there you have it. That's the process. Go to the very bottom. My method I will use to track. Yes, the word track. If you don't track your behaviors, set up your goals, especially in the daily. So track on a program that works for you. So visually you can see, did I do what I committed to doing on a daily basis? Did I hit my weekly goals? Did I hit my monthly goals? But it all goes back to the way you think, the way you feel, the way you choose, and the action you take on a daily basis. And then the bottom line, this goal is worth my time, effort, and money to achieve, yes or no? So if you don't think it's worth your time, you're not going to do it. So be real and make a goal that's real. Don't set something that somebody else. Don't be Brian Crothers. I don't even want to do what he does. Ugh. So it's not for me. His little pattern of, working 24/7, 7 days a week is not my pattern. I'm going to work effectively and productively. I know what I want. I know where I'm not going to accept, a recruit that has no vision or doesn't do the program. I'm not going to put my time into somebody that doesn't put the time into themselves, into their own dream, because they're not going to help me achieve mine. So you have to get all those things in order. Anyways, that's to help you for your next 90 days. That is your plan of attack, your awareness, build it, change it, work on those habits, understand the way you think, you feel, and you choose, and you will have a better tomorrow. I'm over and out from Colorado, and I wish I was there with you all, but I'm wishing you the best that you wish for yourself. All right, so see you soon. Bye.